Good morning.
Good morning, super readers.
Good morning.
How are you guys? Did you have a wonderful weekend? We just want to say thank you for coming and joining us in our Valley PBS classroom. I'm Mrs. Nix.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Vang.
I'm Mrs. Hammack.
And this is a place for us to come and learn, practice, and
grow our brains
to become even stronger readers, writers, and thinkers. So let's get started by warming up our brains with some
ear training
called Daily Phonemic Awareness. Now, what is that? Daily Phonemic Awareness is where we're training our ears to hear sounds. So today, I have Mrs. Vang. She's going to help me out. We're going to do some phoneme segmentation. So I'm going to give us a word, and Mrs. Hammack and I are going to stretch that word out because what we want to do is we want to decide how many sounds can you hear in a word. All right, let's start with one. All right, so the word is chin. So let's all say chin. Chin. Now let's stretch that out like a big rubber band. Ch, in. Let's put some circles in here so we can hear them. What's our first sound? Ch. What do we hear next? I. What do we hear last? How many sounds did we hear? 3 sounds. You got it. All right, you want to do another one? Okay, here's another one. How about the word itch? Itch. Okay, say it and then let's stretch it. Itch. Okay, how many sounds did we hear? What was our first sound? I. What's our last sound? Ch. Itch. How many sounds did we hear? 2.
Just 2.
That's awesome. All right, last one. How about this one? Chops. Chops. This one's a little harder. Okay. Got to stretch a little further, okay?
Right.
Here we go. Ch, up. Ooh, okay, let's
tricky.
do it. Okay, here we go. What was our first sound? Ch, ch. Ah. P. Was there any more?
Yep, one more.
That's
what made it tricky.
Ch, ah, p, s. Chops. 4 sounds. If you said 4, you got it. Great job. Okay, so I'm going to put these down because you know what time it is?
I do.
It's my favorite time. We're going to do a song. And this one's called My Map because this week we're going to study all about maps. So stand up, find yourself some space.
Stretch out.
And let's do it.
Beneath my net, I have a map. I memorize it when I nap, so I don't fall into a trap and lose my way without a map. A map can take you far and near and lead you on for many a year. A map can wander round and then a map can bring you home again. Beneath my net, I have a map. I memorize it when I nap, so I don't fall into a trap and lose my way without a map. A map can take you far and near and lead you on for many a year. A map can wander round and then a map can bring you home again.
That was so much
Such a fun song.
I loved it.
I love it too. Well, also this week, we're going to be learning about some more digraphs. And let's go to our word work board so that we can get started and I can introduce you to the next set of digraphs. Come on.
Awesome.
All right. This week, we are going to learn 3 more digraphs. So we had learned the SH and the TH and the NG sound last week. This week, we're going to focus on 3 new ones. So this is our cheese card. And the cheese card represents the ch sound. And we can spell that sound with in two ways. We can spell it with a CH. Now remember, a digraph means there are 2 letters, or 3, as you're going to see in a minute, but they only make one sound, okay? So CH says ch, and we can find it at the beginning of words or at the end of words. But there's something a little tricky because do you see this here? Do you see the line TCH? That sometimes comes at the end of a word. And it also says ch. So we have CH and TCH, both saying ch for the cheese card. Now, here we have, oh, I heard you, it is an orca whale, but we're going to think about the word whale, whale, okay? It's not just a w. Do you hear how that's kind of a hard sound, right? W. This is a hwa, hwa. It kind of sounds like it has a little bit of a H in front when we say it, but actually the H is right after the W. So whale, and then we have WH for hwa, hwa. It's kind of a softer, breathier sound, and that is our whale card for WH. And then we have the fire card, but not because we're looking at the F, but we're looking at the PH. So when we hear the F sound, most often it's just the F. However, there are times and some words that have PH as the sound for F, as in like photograph, and that, or telephone. And so PH also is a digraph and it makes the F sound, the fire card. Okay, so we're going to work on that all week long and have some practice. We're going to blend and build words, and on Friday I even have a story that we're going to read. But I think to blend our words today, we need some help from our friends. So, hey friends, can you come in and help me blend some of our digraph words? Hi, Tina.
Good morning.
Good morning, Ricky. I'm so excited to see you here. Now, this is a little bit of a tricky week because we have the CH. So I'm going to do the first one. I'm going to say the sounds, and I want you to help me blend it together to make the word. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so when we see the CH, we're going to remember that that stands for the ch. Can you make that sound?
Ch.
Ch. Very nice. Good. So ch. Then we have the short O that says, do you remember? What does that sound? Ah. Very good. And then we have the P. Do you remember what P says? P. P. Good. All right, so now I'm going to say those sounds and we're going to blend it together. Ch. Ah. P. Ch. Up. What do you think that word might be?
I think I know, Mrs. Hammack.
Tell me.
I think it's chop.
Very nice. Chop. Chop. Like last night, I had to chop some tomatoes for my dinner. Chop. Very good. All right, let's try the next one. What do you notice about the next word I have here? Do you see anything that draws your attention?
Mm-hmm.
What do you see, Ricky?
The ch is at the end of the word.
You are right. We have the ch at the end. It can be at the beginning and it can be at the end. Very good. That's good to remember because not all digraphs can do that, but CH is one of them that can. So let's say the sounds for this one. Ready? Here is the M. What sound does that make? Mm. And then we have the and then we have ch. So let's try it. Much. Much. What is it?
Much.
Very nice. Very good. I like you very much. Terrific job. Now, here's where it gets a little tricky. Do you notice the TCH at the end?
Oh, I remember what the T stands for.
Tell me.
It stands for t, like turtle.
You're right. If it's all by itself, that's exactly what it stands for.
Oh.
However, when you see it right next to the CH, I want you just to pretend it isn't even there, and I want you to say the ch sound. Okay?
Okay.
All right, so let's try it. Ready? P, I, ch.
Pitch.
Oh,
pitch. Like a baseball player can pitch the ball.
Oh.
Do you see how that group of letters still says the ch sound?
I do. I was thinking that it was going to say pit, but
Right.
it
And
doesn't.
And I'm glad you said that because a lot of our readers at home might get confused and think that that says the t sound. But just remember, when you see that CH and the T in front of it, you're just going to think of it as a CH sound. All right, let's try the wh sound for the whale card. Here we have the WH and it says wh. Can you try that?
Whoa.
Good job. Is. Here we go. Wh is. Whiz.
Oh, I know that
Whiz.
one. Yes, I am a whiz on my test.
Super good reading. All right, let's try the fire card. Now we're just focusing on the PH sound. And look, this is one of those digraphs that can come at the end. So we have a consonant blend at the beginning. Grr, ah, f. Grr, ah, f. What do you think?
Graph.
Graph. Oh, wait, is that like the animal at the zoo that eats leaves?
No, that's a giraffe.
Oh, that's a giraffe. That's different than a graph.
Because that says the J.
Oh,
It says J, Mrs. Hammack.
Thank you for
You're
helping.
so silly. That's a GR. The GR says graph.
I thought I might trick you, but you're too smart. Graph is maybe something you would see in a math, right? Good job. It's a math picture. Thank you for your help. My readers at home and I are going to read a sentence, and I'm going to let you guys go get ready for your next job.
All right, we'll see you later,
Okay.
Mrs. Hammack.
See ya. All right, readers, here we go. We have a sentence. Steph will catch a fish. How'd you do? Do you see the digraphs in there? Great job. Now, if it was a little tricky, remember, we have all week long to get excellent at digraphs. So don't you worry because you can do hard things. Speaking of hard things, let's see Mrs. Nix because she's going to help us with our high frequency words.
Absolutely, Mrs. Hammack. I'm so excited that you said that because that's what we're going to do today. We're going to practice those high frequency words, those words we see often in our reading and writing. And so I have 5 new words for us to practice this week. Do you want to see what they are? Okay, let's go through and let's read them together. Here we go. Around, many, place, walk, and by. Okay, I want to look at this one today. This one is the word many. Let's say it together. Many. Let's spell it. M-A-N-Y. Many. Good job. Now let's practice it in a sentence. I have a little sentence right here, and it says, kids like to run. But I want to add the word many kids like to run. That means that there's more than one, right? Now, did you see an error? You got it. It's the beginning of a sentence, so it needs to have a capital at the beginning. So there we go. Does that look better? All right, great. Does it have a period at the end? Excellent. Many kids like to run. Okay, so as you're practicing your high frequency words, I'm always looking for a fun way to do that because, well, life is just better when it's fun, right? Okay, so here is a fun way that you can go through and practice spelling and building some of your high frequency words. We're going to practice using that word many. I have many letters up here on the board. Do you want to help me spell many? I also, this is what I did. I went and I found a little bit of kind of like Play-Doh or clay, just anything that you can kind of get your hand on so it's a little bit sticky. Sometimes you could even make some at home and make your own. That's okay too. And you can cut out your words, or maybe you have magnetic letters just like this, and then you can build it and stick it in the clay. So here we go. What was that first letter? That's right, M. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to stick it right here in my clay so that it hangs out and I can see it. What was our next letter? A, that's right. What came next? So M-A, that's right, N. I have to look for it. There it is. So I have men, and what went at the end? A Y. Where do you see the Y? Do you see it? Where is it? Oh, it's right here. Oh, you're so good. You're so good. And then did we build our word? Many. M-A-N-Y. Great job. So this is something that you can do at home to practice building your own words. All right. We're also going to practice this week a little bit of reread. That's a strategy that you use when you're reading a story. If there's ever something you come across and you go, I don't really know what happened. What could you do? Go back and reread it. All right, think about that strategy as you're listening to today's story. We'll see you back here in a few.
Me on the Map, written by Joan Sweeney and illustrated by Annette Cable. This is me. This is me in my room. This is a map of my room. This is me on the map of my room. This is my house. This is a map of my house. This is my room on the map of my house. This is my street. This is a map of my street. This is my house on the map of my street. This is my town. This is a map of my town. This is my street on the map of my town. This is my state. This is a map of my state. This is the town on the map of my state. This is my country, the United States of America. This is a map of my country. This is my state on the map of my country. This is my world. It is called Earth. It looks like a giant ball. If you could unroll the world and make it flat, it would look something like this map of the world. This is my country on the map of the world. So here's how I find my special place on the map. First, I look at the map of the world and I find my country. Then I look at the map of my country and find my state. Then I look at the map of my state and find my town. Then I look at the map of my town and find my street. And on my street, I find my house. And in my house, I find my room. And in my room, I find me. Just think. In rooms, in houses, on streets, in towns, in countries all over the world, everybody has their own special place on the map. Just like me. Just like me on the map.
I love that story with all those maps. Did you guys see all of those maps in the story? Did you guys enjoy them? I love that book. I do. So let's see. Were you guys ready to respond? Now I have a couple of questions. Let's see if you guys are listening to the story. Now remember, if you do not or cannot answer my questions, what can you do? I can go back and reread. That's right. You can always go back and reread to clarify or to make sure you're comprehending the story. So my first question for you is, what are some different maps that the girls show? Because Ricky was right. There were lots of maps that was in that story. So do you remember some, Ricky? Mm-hmm. There was a map of her room. That's right. So we started with the map in her room, right? And what else did you remember? And a map of her street. That's right. And what else did you remember? It was the map of, was it her, was it her country? Oh, there was a map of her country, you're right. And it was the state that she lived in. That's right, good. Now, was that all of the maps that we saw in that book? No, there were lots of maps. So if you didn't say some of these and you mentioned some of the other maps, that's okay, because you guys We're doing a good job listening and reading along. Okay, now let's see if you can answer this. Why does the girl begin with a map of her bedroom? Do you know why? I didn't quite understand that. Oh, well, let's see if you guys can help me. So, why does the girl begin with her map in her room? I think it was because her room shows a small area and then it gets bigger. So think about it. She was in her room, and then where's her room? Her room is in her house. Where's her house? Her house is on a street. And where's the street? The street's in a neighborhood. Where's in her neighborhood? Oh, the neighborhood was in the town, and the town was on the in a state, and the state was on a country. I get it. Oh, there we go, Ricky. So that's why I began in a room, because it was a small area, and then it got bigger and bigger. Okay, now, in that story, there was the picture of Earth, and it was shown in two different ways. Now, do you remember how they were shown? So this is what are the two ways Earth is shown? It was like a big ball. You're right. So one was in the book. I loved it. They called it a giant ball. And if you're in the classroom, you might have this in your classroom, and we call it a globe, right? Because it's a sphere, which is a shape, right? So it's a big giant ball is what the book called it. Another way was it was flat on a map. You're right. So the other way that Earth was shown was flat on a map. And again, you might have this type of map in your classroom. So look around. Do you see a giant ball, or what we call it's a globe? That's right, a globe or a flat map in your classroom. All right? Okay, now let's get to our writing. So for our writing today, my writing prompt says, write about where you live. Because remember that girl talked about where she lived and showed us lots of different maps. So I just want to know where you live. So I want you to think, do you know what city you live in? So I want you guys to think about the city that you live in. If you're not sure, make sure you go and ask a grown-up so that they can help you. And let me have our friends come and help us. Can you have our friends come and help us? There's Rita. Friends! Oh, there they are.
Hi, Ricky.
Friends, where do you guys live? Can you guys tell me the city that you guys live in?
I live in Fresno.
I like that Rita says so here's my sentence. I live in the city of Fresno. You don't want to just write the word Fresno because that's not a complete sentence, right? Remember, use some of the words in a prompt to help us. And Tina lives in Clovis. Good, so Tina can say, I live in Clovis. Now, can you guys give me one other detail about where you guys live? Just one more detail. Details.
I live by a school.
Oh, I like that. Rita says, I live in the city of Fresno. I live by a school. I love that detail. And Tina, do you have a quick detail for me?
Yeah, there are many houses by where I live.
Oh, I like that. Do you guys live in a neighborhood full of houses? Awesome. So I want to see your writing. But let's see, I have a friend who wants to share a book with us. Let's see if you read this book.
Hi everyone, it's me, Miss Southern. Can you say hi, Miss Southern? Wow, before we get started with this book, put on your thinking caps, lock them in, and type in ready to learn. Have you ever read the book Brown Bear, What Do You See? Yeah, well that book is by Eric Carle, and he has a whole line of books. But the one that we're gonna be looking at today is called Polar Bear, What Do You Hear? This book is amazing. It has lots of colors, beautiful animals, and it's also a book that at the end, you can get up and move a little bit. Well, I want you to check that book out. It's amazing. It's probably in a library at your school, or your mom or dad can purchase it. It's such a great book. Well, I can't wait till you check it out. Before we leave, let's say our affirmation. I'm brave. I'm smart. No one can tell me different. When you look at me, you see the future. Until next time, bye.
Thank you, Miss Southern. I truly enjoyed that book. And did you guys know that Miss Southern was my son's preschool teacher?
Wow, that's amazing.
She's amazing.
Yeah, I know he misses her because he's in first grade now, but he always talks about Miss Southern because he just loves her. Knock, knock!
Who's there?
A door!
A door who?
A door's between us! Open up!
Oh, such a silly goose. We'll see you back here tomorrow at Valley PBS. Take care.
Bye.